Hi everyone, and welcome to this YouTube channel of mine. My name is Hirsch Saha, and as you can see, Indian origin, but I'm born and raised right here in New Zealand. I grew up in the country's capital called Wellington, and now I reside in Auckland. So yeah, just a little bit about me. I thought I would sort of make this video sort of like an introductory video to this channel of mine. I know it says Talk Video 100, and it is actually the most recent video as of this date that I've added to the channel. And on by that note, today's date is Friday, the 28th of June, 2024. Normally, I announce the date and who I am and where I'm reporting from at the beginning of each video. But yeah, so I am reporting from Auckland, and today is the 28th of June, 2024. Hirsch Saha. But yeah, I thought I'd make this video a bit of an introductory video to the channel, since even though it's the most recent one posted, and being number 100, it is usually the first video you see when you arrive at the channel. And I just thought I'd sort of, use this opportunity to sort of, introduce myself as well as explain a bit about this channel of mine. So yeah, like I said, I'm born and raised in Wellington, and grew up in Wellington, went to school there, university there, studied commerce, worked in many different fields, ranging from what is it, real estate sales and office and property management to and office management to acting, childcare, and even writing. So done a lot of jobs and roles in my time, and even run my own businesses. I've always sort of thought of doing something like a YouTube channel, because people have told me that I have some very interesting opinions, and on that note, I think everyone is entitled to their own opinion on everything, and it should be respected. Really, basically, you should respect other people's opinions if you expect them to respect yours. I respect your opinion if you respect mine, and I talk about that on another video about religion, which is on the channel. But yeah, so a lot of people have told me that, I've got some very interesting opinions on things. It's just very interesting things to say, even what I can recall, sometimes knowledge of history, things like that, and my knowledge on certain subjects like finances and, human behavior, and even some things from my own past that I talk about. Ranging from some very, interesting events and quite in-depth, meaningful events to classroom comedy that I experienced back at school, and that's all in this channel. And so, yeah, just sort of letting you know that there's quite a lot to expect. And I know that when you look through the talk videos that I have available in this channel, you might think, oh, the topics seem, quite random, even, as if there's no real flavor to it, or, no real sort of character to the channel. But that is actually because I've tried to include something for everyone. I've really tried to hit on a lot of different topics, include something for everyone that, that hopefully there is at least one video in this channel out of the 100 videos that it has. Hopefully, at least one of them, despite who you are, where you're from, what your interests are, what your beliefs are, hopefully there's at least one video here that you will enjoy. If you don't enjoy the others, well, my apologies for that. But hey, at least if just one of my videos that you enjoy, well, hey, I think that's great. I think that's an achievement, and that's something good for both me and yourself. And if you enjoy more than one video, that's even better. I know there are some talk videos that even have more dislikes as of today, as of the time I'm speaking. Some talk videos which actually have more dislikes than likes. And hey, I guess you expect that. You don't get to 100 videos, by keeping an absolute perfect 100% score. Obviously there's going to be some ups and downs, or just what people perceive as ups and downs. We all have we all have different opinions, and I think we're all entitled to different opinions on everything, and it's respected. So it's good to see some people disagree with things. At the very least, maybe it'll get you thinking, maybe it'll get you talking. You might move forward in at least some way. So yeah, that's a bit of an introduction to this channel, and that's a bit about myself. I know everyone will say this, but I honestly do believe that I've had more than my fair share and bad luck, and the cards that I've been dealt in life are not exactly the best, but I've tried to make the most of things, and I do think I've done fairly well. On that note, my teeny weeny puny little life aside, which is, in the wider scheme of things, not a lot. I understand that. But, it is very interesting times where I'm speaking from. As I said, today is the 28th of June, 2024, and I'm reporting from Auckland, New Zealand. As I'm speaking, I'll let you know this because you watching this, you might be watching this video at some point in the future, or the future for me, and things have would have of course changed, and hopefully for the better. But as of now, things are actually not looking so great, to be honest. And I think it's good to mention this, especially if things have improved. Then those of you viewing from the future would appreciate that. Or at the very least, you'll be reminded of what was happening now, whether the future is better, or unfortunately, hopefully not worse. But no, as of today, here in New Zealand, it's not so great. We've got a cost of living crisis. We've got climate change running amok, as it is basically all over the planet. Yeah, the cost of living crisis, housing is extremely unaffordable, and that's both renting and buying. I know you can always argue that even if you can't afford to buy a house, you can just simply rent your whole life, and many people do in many countries. But both renting and buying is very unaffordable. Unfortunately, crime is on the up. People are not very happy. In the last few years alone, we've had not only this cost of living crisis and climate change running amok, but we've of course had the COVID-19 and everything that went along with it, like such as the lockdowns. The previous government, currently we've got a national government here in New Zealand. The previous government, Labor, I know it's arguable and people have their own opinions. The previous government didn't exactly do the best job with things and spent a bit way too much and got us into a lot of debt, which now we have to face. Um, and that's basically the way it's looking locally. Also, unfortunately, a lot of people are leaving New Zealand in droves, headed for greener pastures elsewhere, or at least that's what they see, that's what they expect, especially crossing the ditch to Australia because it basically has, higher paying jobs, and it's more affordable to live in, and there are more opportunities available. And it's that much closer to the rest of the world, I guess, with New Zealand being so remote in this, corner of the world, almost at the bottom of the world. That's basically how it is locally. Internationally, it's also not so great. I mean, got that horrible, pathetic, ridiculous war, Russia invading the Ukraine, which they did in February 2022, about 2.5 years ago from where I'm speaking, in June 2024. And it's just pathetic. It's like, oh, come on, leave the Ukraine alone. It does not belong to you. It belongs to the people who are there, the people who have lived there, their generations, them and the generations before them, the people who have built the country, the people who have paid all the taxes. Ukraine belongs to them. Just leave it alone. But unfortunately, Russia doesn't see it that way. You've got the Russian invasion of the Ukraine by, of course, no other than Vladimir Putin, who's been, leading Russia since 2000. That's 24 years. 24 years too long. And then, of course, you've got Russia arming itself with nuclear weapons and threatening to use them if other countries interfere in its invasion of the Ukraine, and that's not good. It's cutting off, the supply of energy to Europe, and that's hurting them. You've got North Korea really arming itself. Kim Jong Un, uh, again, just another pathetic excuse for a human being, and China as well, also arming itself with nuclear weapons. And not only that, China and North Korea. Willing to assist Russia if it needs, with its invasion of Ukraine, or if anyone else challenges that. So that's obviously not good. Then you've got on top of that the Hamas invasion of what is it, Gaza and Palestine, which started not too long ago, about 8 to 9 months ago. That was beginning of October 2023, so about 9 months. Here we are at the end of June 2024, and that's obviously not good. And like Russia with Ukraine, they've killed people, they've destroyed buildings and property, they've just worsened things for the rest of the world. It's just unbelievable in this day and age. And then again, internationally, you've also got a cost of living crisis. You've also got climate change running amok. You've also got, in some ways, dwindling resources or supply shocks in places. Um, and to top it all off, right now we're just all praying that that orange moron, who was president of the United States in those horrible years from 2016 to 2020, he's again running against Joe Biden, who's the current president. That's 2020 to 2024, and actually, they've just had their first presidential debate out of three, and I'm actually going to watch it after this. I missed it. with the timing in New Zealand, but I'm going to watch it on YouTube after this. And I just pray to God he doesn't get in because I'm just thinking, with his temperament, say if there's another potential nuclear crisis, a bit like the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. Well, it was very good that we had someone like John F. Kennedy in the White House who used his diplomacy to negotiate with the Soviet Union at the time. They removed their nuclear warheads from Cuba, which were aimed at American cities at the time. Then the United States, they will remove theirs from Turkey, which were aimed at Eastern Europe, and which Eastern Europe being part of the Soviet Union at the time. And thank God we pretty arguably narrowly avoided nuclear war. And I remember seeing a documentary saying that if nuclear war had happened back then in 1962, it could have very well been World War III. And the death toll from all the nuclear fallout across the Northern Hemisphere and the Soviet Union and the United States and surrounding countries, the total death toll could have been estimated as much as 600 million. Unbelievable. And that's when the world's population was about 3.5 billion. So obviously, a significant, substantial proportion of the world's population, 600 million people could have died. And I hope I'm wrong, but I just hate to think that with Trump in the White House, and if there's another potential nuclear crisis like that, or if Vladimir Putin in Russia is threatening to use his nuclear weapons, with his invasion of the Ukraine, Trump obviously does not have the temperament, he does not have the diplomacy that John F. Kennedy did, he does not have the intelligence, not even 1/100th of the intelligence. And by the way, that's actually not, that's not an exaggeration. That's probably putting it mildly. He does not have 1/100th of the intelligence, literally, that John F. Kennedy had. So yeah, you don't want Trump in charge when there could be a possible nuclear crisis, do you? But hey, hand on heart, I mean, hopefully it's not so bad. I guess at any one time, in any time in history, there's always threats. There's always, people arguing, oh, the end is near, it's just around the corner. But hopefully, things aren't so bad. Hey, I'll say to you, no matter how bad things are, it cannot consume your spirit. Remember, it cannot consume your spirit. Everything really is right up here. And as I've said in one of my talk videos, the ability to still smile and laugh when everything around you is turning to shit, that's the greatest strength of all. It really is. And I think that's a pretty good, time to leave this, let you guys go, perhaps explore some of my other talk videos that I've recorded before now. Like I said, hopefully something for everyone. That's why they appear a bit random in their topic. They are in no particular order, simply that which I made them, this actually being the last one or the most recent one as of today. And hey, hope you enjoy and thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. Thank you at least for watching this far. And I wish you all the best for all to come. Thank you.